Hi everyone, and welcome to another show Sunday, of which it's Tara revisits her nostalgia and whatnot. So we've watched Gundam Wing, which
Well, the first
neither we what?
The first 6 episodes, but yeah.
Yeah.
We did not watch the whole thing.
No,
It would have taken too long.
Yes.
because unlike modern anime, back in the 90s, it actually did last quite a bit. I had not watched this in over 10 years, and prior to that, I had watched this way back when I was maybe in elementary school or something.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll talk about my background with it, which is that someone I knew was actually like, hey, I watched this on Toonami, but I didn't get to watch the last few episodes. So I got the DVD of the last few episodes. Let's watch it.
Huh?
So I actually
Okay.
watched the last few episodes
What?
of this.
Okay.
And I got majorly spoiled on everything.
Oh, okay.
But I was like, wait, but I don't even know what I've been majorly spoiled on.
Okay.
And I was like, the theme song always stayed in my head, and eventually I would like catch like a couple of episodes and stuff, but not really the entire thing until much later when I was in high school, and I kind of I think in an A and B or something, I saw someone put Gundam Wing in, and I was like, wait, I recognize this. I never got to complete this. So I was like, I know, well, now on YouTube you can find all these things.
Right.
So I'll just watch it here. And indeed, I watched all of Gundam Wing
Nice.
on YouTube in 3 parts.
The dog days of early YouTube.
I know, right?
That 360p if you're lucky.
If you're lucky,
If
only.
you're lucky. Like now, like when we watched it this time, I was like, wow, everything looks so crisp.
Your first time seeing it in such good quality.
In a long time since the DVD.
Since the DVD.
And that too, the DVD is of the last, like, I think 4 episodes, so it's not even like why even? Of which, when I finally did watch it all the way through, and I got to those final episodes, I was like, now I can appreciate what I know. Now I appreciate it. So, I am curious to hear what you guys think of it before I talk more about, like, characters and whatnot. So, why don't you guys take the stage?
It's goofy as shit. But that's a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I cannot take this seriously, but I don't care.
Nor does the show.
No.
Evidently not. I had a great time. Okay, so, like, I've known about this just kind of because, like, Tara and I have been friends for such a long time. And she was always like, yeah, this is one of the only Gundams I watched because the other one sucks. And I was like, okay, I'll get around to it, because there was some, like, intrigue with the political plot. So I was like, okay, I'll get around to it, and I never did. And I feel like it's actually better that I got to it now when, like, I'm old and kind of jaded and I just want something kind of fun. Because I had such a great time watching, like, this show take itself so seriously, but it's so funny.
Yeah.
Like, I really, really just enjoy watching it as the experience of, like, wow, this is so, like, edgy, or it's like, wow, this is nuts. I love it.
No, I just love Valen, your reaction when he parachuted out of the...
That was the funniest fucking shit. This dude, like, jumps out, like, well, first of all, earlier on, he's like, I'm in the 58th floor of this building. I'm like, how do you know know that. You're literally like just not gain consciousness. But you know, okay. But anyway, dude fucking jumps out the window, like falls down like most of the way without opening his parachute. And then he finally opens his parachute and everyone's like, oh, he's too fast or whatever. He fucking like hits a cliff, like falls down the cliff, like scraping along the side, lands on like the beach below, and then just gets up and walks away. And we're just like, okay,
Yeah.
sure.
There were so many points where it was like, yeah, fuck logic, because there was
no, wait, there in the first episode there was one, because it was so funny, because in the beginning it was just quiet, like I don't know what you guys were thinking at first.
I was
but-
trying to decipher what was going on, because I was like, I feel like they're saying important things, but I'm not really catching it, so I was trying to pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys were like trying to feel out like, how is the show gonna take itself? And then the ambulance.
Yeah! Hero just like decks 3 ambulance EMTs, steals the ambulance, and fucks off.
And the ambulance stays like he keeps driving the ambulance.
And then he enrolls in the school the next day, and he still has a fucking ambulance. It's nuts.
Yeah, it is literally like
There's the torpedoes in the ambulance.
Yep.
This show is so unhinged, and I love it.
Like, there's several times where it has like surprises in terms of like how it's like, surprise, there's violence now.
Yeah.
Where just like an explosion goes off out of nowhere, just someone just runs up and just punches a dude out of nowhere, and it's just like, oh my god, this is
Or it's like a random, like, other lesser Gundam gets blown up because, like, the protagonists have arrived and they're here to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
And, like, you have no choice but to be like, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the characters?
Hero's a dick. Duo's really, really great. Relina's got a death wish.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones we don't see that much, but it seems like Troa has also kind of a death wish.
He's the
Forte just loves music, and then Wu Fei has no chill whatsoever. He has 0 chill.
Somehow less chill than Hero.
Yes, but it's so funny. Like, he ran off a cliff and then suddenly he had a motorcycle. Like,
he's literally just suddenly motorcycle.
I have no idea where he came from.
And then the guy being like, oh man, I can't believe I have a night patrol thing.
And then he just decks him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just... oh my god. This fucking show is just so chaotic.
Unhinged energy, but I love it.
And like, because if they did it too much, it would start to get predictable, right?
Yeah.
But they don't. Which is like, it's still surprising.
You guys are kind of like, what unhinged stuff are we seeing this time around? Where Relina's like, Hero, where are you?
Come kill me! Some of the literal lines of dialogue are so funny.
I know.
Like, there was that one, and then like with when Hero jumped out the building with the parachute, Duo was just like, this guy's gonna kill himself and I'm gonna have nightmares about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Duo is a literal sane man in all of this.
He and Quarte. Because Quarte's just vibing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so funny.
Yeah, the one thing that's like, okay, like, the one thing that is like kind of interesting from like a legitimate storytelling perspective is like, it's mostly focused on like the side of like the Alliance or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So it's sort of like, presumably, again, who knows how the story, I guess, maybe chooses going forward, but presumably based on how you see it now, you are seeing this conflict mostly through the eyes of the bad guys.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting that, like, from that sense, in terms of, how that works, but I think so. That's like a legitimately interesting kind of perspective, which a few
Yeah, I
things
thought
do
that's kind of cool.
that.
Yeah.
But it's just I don't know. It also kind of makes it funny because again, all of a sudden you just have like fucking random hero or someone else just jumps up and punches him in the guy in the face, and you're just like, all right.
All
here we
right,
are.
this is what we're doing
This
today.
15-year-old guy.
Apparently 15, he knows how to drive I guess he operates a Gundam, so he must know how to drive an ambulance.
No.
I would be surprised if he didn't know how to drive an ambulance.
Oh, but like something kind of interesting is we do learn, I guess, one of the twists within the first 6 episodes, which is that Relina seems to be related to the blonde dude. I don't remember how to pronounce his name. The guy with the Z.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is
Zex.
that yeah, Zex. Okay, so like there was this one frame earlier on before the reveal where I think it was the back of him, and I was like, oh wait, that's not Relina. So I was like, oh, okay, they're related. So it's just kind of cool to be able to like accidentally pick that up and be like, oh, they are related. That's kind of interesting.
Hmm.
But yeah, this seems to be a good balance of like interesting plot, but also like absolute chaotic, ridiculous like shenanigans that are happening.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I don't like. I don't know. Like the plot's good enough to keep me interested. I'm not like, oh my god, I gotta know what's next. But I'm not just like, this is boring. Just let me see someone, blow something up. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's good enough for what it needs to be.
Yeah.
I'm having a great time.
Yeah, I remember why I watched this and why I continue remembering this. And I'm also glad that you guys also are enjoying it too.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely not how I like imagined it would pan out because I
Yeah,
remember.
what was your expectation of this from both of you?
I remembered you said it was like a political drama, so I thought it'd be a bit more like actually serious.
Yeah,
but
I never.
It's kind of like it takes itself seriously, but like it's kind of like we're still an anime. We can like ham it up, and it's fun.
Yeah, I also thought it would be a little bit more serious. Not like a lot.
A normal anime.
Yeah, exactly.
And Valen, you actually gave a good point. Well, I was using the bathroom at one point. Valen, you brought up an interesting point with Code Geass too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, like, again, if you were to like do like a bullet points plot summary that cuts out like all of the context and like, well, no, not all the context, but like all of like the tone, right?
Yeah.
It does have some similarities to Code Geass and I don't really want to fully explain why, since these two haven't seen Code Geass yet. And we may be doing that soon. So, but again, when you guys probably see it, when we go through that, eventually you'll probably see what I'm talking about. Again, very different tone for sure, but I just...
Are you sure, Valen? There's no parachuting or like
I'm not gonna say, well, two things. One, I'm not gonna say that that like it's like 100% serious 100% of the time. And also there are some things where there are still some kind of like anime is, again, like one of the main ones is like, of course, like, fucking teenagers can take on like, militaries, you know what I mean? So like, it has that kind of stuff where it's like, okay, but like that's just an anime thing in general. You kind of just have to accept that. So
I mean, this has that.
Right?
15-year-old.
Yeah.
They do acknowledge that, which I appreciate.
Yeah. So it's but I think you get what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
So
I'm definitely interested to eventually find out what the similarities are too.
Yeah, I've never watched Code Geass either, so.
Oh, another fun fact I wanted to say is, so I really like the opening in this, and the opening is by Tumix, which the singer for Tumix also does voice acting.
Okay.
And Did you guys pick up on where you heard the voice before?
No.
The singer for the song is actually the voice for Conan.
Oh, that's
From
why you were
Detective.
looking that up.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so
I didn't know she did singing also.
yeah, she's originally a pop singer. I don't know if she's supposed to, but yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Because I was like, Tumix, I've definitely heard that before. And then I looked it up, and then afterward, I listened to the opening, and I was like, I hear Conan's voice. I can hear it.
I guess next time we listen to it, I'll see if I can hear Conan as well.
Yeah, but it's just some fun trivia. From one 90s anime to a different 90s anime.
Oh yeah, that's true actually.
But yeah, anything else you guys want to mention? I know it's only been 6 episodes, so obviously can't really say much about plot-wise or anything, but
no. I guess I always had the impression that all the pilots knew each other, but I guess as we were watching, I was like, oh wait, I think they're all from different colonies.
Yeah, so they don't know each other, actually.
Yeah, the idea.
It is kind of interesting having this old style anime, because I know like in older anime, the story can be a little bit more subtle. So I completely forgot that they don't spoon feed it to you all at once like they do now.
Yeah, the first episode kind of just throws you into the midst of it, and you're just kind of like, what does all this jargon mean?
Yeah, and part of the reason I think that works is because, again, there's like, actually good amount of episodes,
Yeah.
Whereas, again, if you have like a 12-episode anime, it's like, we kind of got to get the situation all out there, like, immediately so you can,
Yeah.
progress.
So I thought that was kind of like an interesting thing to re-experience, because it's been a long time since we have watched like quote unquote modern anime, and like seeing something a little bit older and like a style that I'm more used to, and I used to watch a lot of anime. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, like being able to get the story in small pieces and kind of piece it together myself.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
It doesn't really try to be like, woohoo, plot twist. It's kind of just like, yeah, this is just the story.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, that makes sense. Okay. Like my accidental like, sex? Oh, no, is that really no, not sex.
Yeah. I will say that I do like sex too. Well, my favorite is Duo. It still is Duo.
He's a good boy.
Yes. And then I
do like Sex. He's an interesting character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
it's especially interesting how, again, like it like opens with him. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's part of the bad guys, but at the same time you kind of understand what he's going through too.
Yeah, we're getting like both sides of the conflict, and I think that's also pretty interesting. You don't get that so much anymore.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's like, okay, Oz is trying to cause war, but at the same time it's like, it's not necessarily like a black and white thing per se.
Yeah.
It's just nice. Instead of like, yeah, we have to defeat the evil organization. Why are they evil? Because.
Just because.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, it was enjoyable.
Yeah. Would you guys be interested in watching more sometime?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, sure, at some point.
Yay. We'll have Gundam month.
Yay. So much chaos.
Yeah, then we get to watch apparently the bad one that you watched.
Yeah, we're gonna have to watch that, unfortunately.
Whatever that was.
I don't really know much about it, so either.
Because I didn't want to talk much about it. Because after I finished Gundam Wing, I was like, oh, what's like I should try one of the newer Gundams. Because I've only watched one. I should try another one.
You watched the really popular one at the time, right?
Yep. That was a mistake.
Are you gonna say which one it was?
I don't want to say which one it was just yet. Because I'm sure that we're going to have to watch it at some point.
Oh,
no. Okay.
Well, that will be another day. Thankfully, I can end on this nostalgic high note. Of Hero trying to kill himself for like the 50th time.
He has the power of anime, which
Yeah,
He has
Which-
the power of anime. on
which is
his
a
side.
problem when you want to die.
yeah, exactly.
I guess that's true for Relina too, right?
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, true.
This is why they were match made in heaven. In any case, if you guys have been keeping count, this next movie Monday is actually going to be a super special one.
Number
Yes.
100. So
Yes.
Yay! We finally got
I
here.
know. Yeah,
And-
it is interesting. Also, a little bit of a thing. That it ended up being that this number 100 is like the last one of this cycle that we've been going through for what feels
Yes.
like forever.
I know, right?
Yeah, I know.
So, and also since before this we watched John Wick, which was one of my picks. So, I actually was thinking a while, like, what do I want to pick? And I kind of had like 3 choices to replace it, and I even like shared what the 3 were with the these two. And I was like, I'll just think about it. And then I forgot, and I didn't think about it until like, right when we started watching this again. And so I thought about it for this, and I was like, okay, well, I'll think about it. And so I'm going to decide, you know what the hell? And so my pick is going to be Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yay! Okay, I'm happy.
Yes.
So
Just like how the Gundams are everywhere.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
All at once.
Yeah, everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah. None of us have seen this, right?
No.
No.
Yeah. So none of us have seen this, but we've all heard that it's really good. So
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah. So definitely.
It also won some Academy
I think,
Awards.
yeah, it was.
Remember, I feel like if anything, people were complaining that it didn't like win enough stuff. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we end up.
I'm sure we'll figure it out when the time comes.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's for later. For the last one of this set, we have the 2009 Star Trek movie,
Which is very appropriate after what we just watched.
Yeah.
Honestly.
yeah. You two also haven't seen this either, right?
No.
Yeah.
I haven't.
think I might have, actually.
Oh. Am I the only one who hasn't seen it?
I don't remember much of it.
Yeah,
But
I've actually seen this one multiple times. I saw it in theaters, then I actually got the DVD for it because I liked it. I don't really have any. I don't really have like any real background with Star Trek. I just know the very basics. So I just
The only background I have is George Takei, and he's not even in this movie.
no. But yeah, so it's just I don't know. I don't remember what the impetus was for us actually for watching it in theaters. I watched it with my parents, and they're not like super into it. Like they know of it, and I'm sure they've watched some of it, especially the older stuff when they were younger.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
they weren't like super into it either. But yeah, it's enjoyable. I don't think it's a amazing movie that blows everything out of the water, but I think it's a fun update, and I think it was a good start to a series that then completely ran out of steam. But we'll get there when we get there, if we get there. but
Okay.
but I think this one I think is pretty good. So yeah.
Okay.
Yay!
Nice.
So there you go.
Thank you guys for sticking it out with us until we got to 100.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, we had watched 300 movies in, like, 2-3 years, and now it took 3-4 years for us to watch 100?
Well, that's
Well,
because
we also had Show Sunday.
we had
Yeah.
the show Sundays, and then also we were watching like for a while with the 300 movies. We were watching like 4 movies a week. So
Yeah. I just find it kind of funny, and like we've definitely been, I guess.
Well-
no, actually, we should reflect on this in the 100 video.
Well, the other thing too is that for the 300 movies, there are some movies that we watched for the 300 movies that I have completely forgotten about.
yeah.
Or I'm just like, we watched them? What happened in that? I don't even remember. Well, for these 100 movies, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember.
I
that.
remember.
I
this,
actually
yeah.
remembered like what
Yeah.
happened, and like even the bad ones. Like I'm like, oh yeah, Brazil was a thing. Why did we do this?
Yeah, we looked at the list, and I was like, why did I give Man of Steel such a low score? Why was I so angry?
I mean, you can go back and watch the discussion if you want to know.
Oh, that's true. I should do that.
In any case, though, we are on 99 and counting.
Yep.
So let's see how Star Trek. I don't think anyone was expecting Star Trek to be number 100.
I know.
but-
Woohoo!
No.
Grand 100. But there we go. So that'll be hopefully next week. Maybe 2 weeks, but hopefully next week. And yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.